Hello everyone. Okay, this is a fast energy update. Well, fast. Well, let's see how it goes. We are going through a very interesting time. I've been in this very interesting space, which is I am very peaceful, which did not happen to me, I would say, probably all my life. And I was asking my guides if I'm done with the purging the trauma or if I'm done with the healing the trauma, and I'm done with it. My trauma wasn't that big, I was not like sexually abused or I was not like physically abused, so my stuff was quite mild. I was more, the trauma for me was more like I was not emotionally supported. I grew up in lag, so there was a lot of victimhood, and so we all are dealing with a different type of traumas, and so I am practically in a phenomenal space. So a lot of you are gonna be in that kind of a space. You will feel very peaceful. You will feel in this like zero space. Yeah, like it's very interesting to be in. Actually, you will feel complete. And for there's a load of you on this video. There's this message is universal. It's gonna be, it's timeless. There is a, I will try to cover up for all kind of groups of the people what we are right now going through, because we are all in a different stages. First of understanding, awakening, our consciousness is all in a different levels. So we all are going through different stuff. So the same, like I am having a guidance as well from other people. But what we are right now, all of us going through, is that we are pointed inward. So that's why we are all on pause. The big manifestations are not gonna happening. All your desires, like a partner, change, job, new home, moving, you name it, are postponed, because the universe is really showing you that you don't need the external things. We have to go beyond that. We have to understand first that this is what matters, and everything can be found here, and you will be constantly redirected back to you. So whatever your desires are and they are still not there, and you're asking, oh universe, where's my stuff? I purged, I healed the trauma, I get rid of the baggages, I get rid of the limitations, I am in the receiving mode, so where's my stuff? It's not happening yet. We are in the like sort of postpone phase. We need to first understand that you don't need anything from the external world to making you happy or fulfilled or whole. That's gonna be quite tricky, because I'm the lucky one, because I'm an artist, so my stuff comes from the source. I'm creating from that space. But there was a time when I lost that connection, when I got pregnant and when I had to be there 24/7 for my daughter. I lost myself, and the body was telling me that. I practically hit the hard bottom in that time, and because I couldn't be with myself, I couldn't be with my inner being, which was always my favorite part to be with, and I lost that connection actually in that time, temporarily, obviously. And I got so distracted during those years. I got so distracted by like how the society is telling you how we're supposed to live, especially when you're a parent, when you have a responsibility for someone else. It's very different than when you are a solo person or when you are single and you have no responsibilities, only for yourself. That's very easy, and I long for that actually, but I cannot have it, not yet. But my daughter turned 6, and that's a really good time, because I don't have to so much maintain her, but still, I'm still parenting, and I have to as well parent myself in the same time, and that's not easy because I don't know if I have all the, sometimes you're tired as well, especially when you're ascending, you're tired, your body gets tired, you need more break, you don't want to do anything. So, like my creative expression, let's say, was really postponed because I had to first start to mothering myself so I could actually have the energy and the power to create. And that's where we are, like right now we are going through that. If you are a parent, you're gonna go through this stage. It's very uncomfortable actually. And if you are an artist or a musician or like a writer, you will have this kind of a feeling that you will feel scattered, and that will as well reflect on the work you're doing on your creative part. You will feel unmotivated and you will not have really the desire even to create because you will be feeling tired of parenting yourself as well. So that's the one thing what is gonna be happening for a lot of us. So right now we are asked really to mothering ourselves or parenting ourselves right now, and redirecting our focus into the inward, and really we will always be asked to do that. That's why as well a lot of the manifestations are postponed, because it's it's more about like what your body needs, what your body needs. It's not really about what you're ready for, what your body is resonating, what your body needs. That has to be first addressed. So needs above wants. So that's why there is this postponing phase. But like I feel very, very good. Like, there is so many like crazy stuff and peaks on the show and resonance, but I feel very, very peaceful. And it is very unusual for me because I always go through a massive turmoil, mental chatter. Like for me, the hardest part was always the busy mind. That's why I actually started to meditate many years ago. Because of that, I couldn't stand my mind, but I did already the job. Like I did a load of work on myself, and I am in a very interesting space, which is so empty. It's like this field of emptiness which you can put stuff in it. So it's like there is no conditioning, there is no programming, there is no labels. You don't care what the people thinks. You know that what they are telling you about how you should be, it's not true. There is so many, there is this kind of like you get disillusioned completely and you see stuff as it is and you hold the space for others. You don't need to push anyone to do the things. You don't get irritated, you don't get frustrated, you don't get angry. You just see everything as it is and you are very detached from it, and there is this space. I can't, I don't know how to explain it, but you will reach this space when there is gonna be like the field of possibilities, probably. I can say probably like that. I'm not really sure how to explain it. But so I feel actually very creative and I feel very inspired, and I don't have the problem feeling unmotivated actually. When I have those feelings, I know that I need to sort of recharge and step away completely from the life I'm in, but I don't have that option right now. So I still have a lot of things to work on. There is always this like a process or a moment when you have to reach certain place when you know that the relationship you have here with your inner being, with the source, is the most important, and nothing else is gonna make you happy. I reached that point many times. I was thinking about it many times, that whatever I do, whatever I put in my body is not gonna make me happy. Whatever I accomplished in this life will not make me happy. Whatever people I meet, or relationship I make, or man I meet, or creation I create, none of that is gonna make me happy. None of it. I reached that point. It's like that kind of probably higher spirituality, when you get into the point that you know that none of that matters. What matters is how many hearts you touch, and how many people you probably make happy as well. Like, how many people you can shift and uplift, and this kind of like, that's very satisfying and very fulfilling. So you practically stop giving the power to the outside world or to the outside things to making you happy or fulfilling your life. That's more like how can I explain it? Because practically what makes me miserable was the disconnection with my inner being, because I had that connection before, because I'm a starseed. Now I can see it. I had that connection already before, a long time ago, but somebody diluted that connection with the pouring in. Like, this is a really good analogy. Like, you imagine like you're here as a starseed, and you have that feeling, the body knows that, the consciousness, there is that spark, that it is aware of it, but you are like hindered, you are having like a fog, and somebody is constantly like telling you, no, this is how we do, this is what we do, this is a society, a school system. They constantly dilute that relationship you have with your inner being, or the connection to the source. And then you reach a point when you don't have it. There's so many layers and so many lenses, or so many covering ups. You start suffer practically. That for me was the hardest from the all, actually, is the disconnection I had from myself, from being whole. That's where my suffering actually was. So when I reached 40, I realized that I lost myself, where I am. Like, where is that thing? I felt that consciousness inside of me, that it's trying to just go out and tell me, here I am, I'm here. I just saw the layers. I start seeing, not seeing it, but I start feeling the heavy load of the conditioning, and of the labels, of the limitations, and of all of that what's supposed to make you happy, and what you're supposed to be doing when you're 40, and how you're supposed to be living as a parent, and how you supposed to being as a woman, or how you're supposed to dress. And there is a fashion, and then there is the trend, and then there is, we wear this type of shoes, and oh, I got the social life. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just could not make sense of it, of the reality as a whole, like of the human experience. So my biggest problem was actually the disconnection from the source. And I think that was biggest trauma for me. You can have a look on all the traumas like that. I believe that that's what it is. So I know it's probably quite a concept which is gonna be very difficult for you to, for some people for sure, it's gonna be quite difficult or challenging to understand. But I think every single artist understands this concept, because that place from where you create is not physical. And that's where we are constantly now being directed to acknowledge and honor, and really understand that this is the place what we are looking for is there. It's the source. It's the connection with yourself, and the wholeness lies there. It lies in it. So that's why I feel in this kind of a vast space when there is, even I've got still the mind chatter sometimes still like hit me, but I'm just like seeing it as a cloud, and really like the yogis are telling you about observe your thoughts but don't follow them. You you will reach that point. It's not as difficult actually. Well, maybe it is. I think it's probably depend on how much baggage, emotional baggage, and conditioning and limitations we accumulated during the lifetime, for sure. So yes, so this is there is a load of stuff now happening, and you will be constantly being redirected there to trying to find that space and trying to strengthen the connection with your inner being, that you can really create what you want. Because then you will have a fun. Then you start really having fun and joy, and there the bliss is gonna go through, like, you know, there's gonna be the freedom is there as well. That is the biggest freedom you can get, is that when you understand, when you have the relationship with yourself. It's the way it is. Well, I'm not sure if it's gonna help this video, but probably it will to some people. If you don't feel well, there is a load of stuff happening. You will reach this point. I'm just trying to tell you that one day you will reach the point. You know, I was wondering if there is any value actually in this video. Well, it came through. I let my guides deliver this. I didn't even know what I'm gonna talk about, so there must be. Yeah, I leave you with this, guys. I just make it short because there is so much happening every single day. So I'm posting a lot on Instagram, but today I feel quite well. I mean, I feel this vastness. So that message is this way. If you go back into my post like 2-3 days ago, or even on the start of the month, I was already starting to talking about it. You know, yeah. Okay, be good. I hope maybe it just uplifts you, you know. Be good. I love you so much. You're doing a great job, guys. Just put yourself first. Very important. Because when you do so, everything around you will change. Everything. The work starts in here, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, I leave you with it. Have a good May. I'm gonna try to check on us, or I'm gonna try to show up a little bit. I was taking a space because I didn't understand the vastness. I mean, I didn't understand what is kind of happening, that peace and that kind of like this space. I found myself in it without the turmoil and the constant craziness and all the madness what I was going through past I don't know how many years. So I was very quiet, sitting with it and looking on it and like being puzzled by it. So yeah, I leave you with it. Stay strong, focus on yourself, be careful with the distraction. That's another thing that is coming through. Distractions and addictions as well. I had a quite hard time with that, but I passed that as well. That was very challenging. People from the past popping up, which are gonna challenge you on alcohol or on smoking or on whatever, like, you know, soft drugs like weed or whatever type of like substances in general, like, you know, or a bad eating, like you know, that I have this one constantly showing up for me. So I have to be kind of resistant. But sometimes I resisted, sometimes I fall, sometimes I resisted again, and I just last time I didn't even bother. And like more relationship or stronger relationship I created with myself, with my inner being. More I honored myself, or I honor myself, less prone I am to abusing the vessel with substances. I still having a problem with the coffee though. Yeah, the journey is not easy. No, nobody said that it is. Yeah, so this is what is happening. I hope this kind of inspire you as well, and to do the work on yourself, because the rewards are enormous. You will have so much clarity and so much space to create, actually. And in that space, you find all the happiness and all the joy and everything. It's internal, it's never external. And that's all the point, like all the pause we are on, that the universe is trying to show us that we don't really need that, what we want. But it doesn't mean that you're going to drop your desires, you know. Disillusionment, a big disillusionment. Hold the space for others, guys, and just make sure that when you see someone like frustrated or not in a good space, try to uplift them, like try to tell them that they're doing a good job. Like I'm doing this regularly in the grocery stores. I am always telling the people they're amazing, that they are actually there all day long for us, checking off the groceries, being there all day long in the masks, you know, with this whoop, 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 with all the noises. And like, I am always telling as well, let's say in crash, where my daughter is, I'm telling always the teachers that admire their work, that I am that they are my heroes, to being there for our kids. And then in this kind of like a situation, you know, I'm constantly doing that, to giving the credit to the others, to being there. And you can see like how the people just light up, and that's really nice to do as well. Anyway, the video is getting too long. Stay strong.